making no sense with Thomas Sena.
All right, we are here with Scott Carollo.
Oh, you've been practicing.
I did.
You've been practicing.
Carollo.
I wasn't sure there for a moment. You kind of collected yourself, which is a good way. You should do that.
You flip-flop the in and out.
Yeah.
It's easy.
It's
not a Corolla.
It's not right.
It's not a Corolla. Carollo.
There you go. Well done. Well done.
Dr. Scott Carollo. Cardiologist?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any other, are there any other letters or stuff at the end of your name?
No, I don't like it when people in medicine do. I mean, it seems like a little bit like certainly boastful, but it's like, why are you bothering with all the letters in jumbo? And I feel like you're like trying to you're not sure of yourself, or you feel like you have to, I don't know.
Get the big car, you earned it, brother. You earned it. Anyway, cardiologist Scott Carollo. More importantly, he's my pal.
Yes.
He's my bud.
Yes.
So we're going to go out after this. So FYI, we're going out. We're going to grab some food.
I'll be interested to see
my pick, my choice.
Yeah.
All right.
With your whole dietary.
So here's my cardiologist, which I wouldn't, thank God I have not had necessarily had the need for a cardiologist specifically, but I now, because you have officially prescribed me some medication, which we'll get into in a minute, I could call you my cardiologist as well.
Yeah.
So Scott is my cardiologist. He's from California, of all places, originally. And yet he's the guy giving me shit about my vegan diet. I mean, what is that?
I wasn't giving you crap. I wasn't giving you crap. I was just saying it'll be interesting to see, what path you guide us on.
Well, it's an interesting juxtaposition, but
you could take me anywhere right now other than eggs, ham, and peanut butter. That's it. Those are my 3 no-nos. Stop.
Your 3 no-nos?
Those are my 3 no's.
As in, you don't like the taste, or is there something more to it?
I can't eat. I just don't like it. Just don't.
Eggs, peanut butter, and what?
Ham.
Interesting. Not a pork
Although
guy.
I will eat prosciutto.
Okay. Well,
which
of course.
Is, yeah.
All right. Okay. So we had Scott on
periodically.
Well, we will. This is your second foray. We had you on before, and I thought it was one of the more interesting podcasts that I've done. Now, a lot of people obviously miss it because they just, they think, oh, there's another podcast. What is he talking about? Cardiology? What do I need to? But there's in my opinion, some alarmingly important information that I have now. You'd be so proud of me, I think. Either that or just freaked out. But I talk to so many people now behind the chair. I've drank the Kool-Aid, and thankfully it's the Kool-Aid of health. So here's the story. Just quick little backstory. Scott and I were chit-chatting about my brother had a heart attack last year. We talked about just how, he walked out of that hospital. Not one, person in medicine had talked to him a word about diet or anything like that, or health or whatever. When I was kind of going off about that and whatever, Scott, you pointed out, it's just like, well, who's going to pay for that? Who's paying for that discussion? And we can argue all you want about, we pay for it, because the medicine's so expensive, whatever it is. But the truth of the matter is you get an itemized bill when you're done with the thing, and nothing about wellness is on there because there is no bill for that. And I think you'd agree there's a systemic problem with that. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it. The whole system is upside down. And it's because of the ignorance of payers and our paying system. It's very hard to pay for prevention because prevention is cerebral. It's not tangible, and you can't feel it or see it or taste it or know it for decades. But if I take somebody who's having a heart attack or open up a blockage, they're like, oh, yeah, there was a blockage there. Oh, and now you open that blockage up and fix it. I see that. I'll pay for that. And we're off and running. Yeah. And that's all fine and well. But what are we doing in your brother's case to say, hey, how are we investing and who are we investing in to aid him and so many others to make sure it's a one-off, it's a one-time, it's not going to happen again? That's what we should be doing. And we should be doing it on the forward end as well so that we reduce the numbers of people who ever have a cardiac problem.
So when you say payer, you're talking about insurance companies?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm talking about all of them. Medicaid, Medicare, commercial insurance.
Right. Commercial, private, public, all that. Yeah. No, I get it. And then we kind of threw this out without an answer, and there it probably isn't. But I mean, what would it take for that to change? I mean, first of all, is it financially beneficial for a insurance company to have healthier clients?
Absolutely.
And you'd say yes, there is, because they're still paying the premiums to have the insurance, and they're not dinging them for all the
the type of work that we end up doing is so costly. And I don't remember the exact numbers. Everybody can look it up on the internet. But the amount of money that we end up being, it's paid out through whatever insurers, Medicare mostly, because in the last couple decades of our lives, and a lot of that is stuff that's been building, and then boom, the hammer comes down, and then we're playing catch up for the next 10, 15 years. Yeah. And what if we change the trajectory at 18 years of age, and I'm not talking about making everybody live to 120 years old. I mean, that's a whole nother topic, which I'm not really interested in. But what I'm trying to do is extend the healthy period of time.
Quality.
So the quality, before we get into that last end segment, which is going to happen. We got to accept that. It's going to happen. But what if we said, hey, what can we do to reduce the events and extend that healthy cycle length further on? And that's, I think we can do that. We can do that, and we have all the medicines available to us right now.
Okay, so that was so that kind of brings us to the real meat and potatoes, so to speak, of this topic, and that is the pertinent part that I think you guys need to hear. We talked about it the first time around, and this is the medication that he prescribed me. So I came at this from a health food standpoint of view, from all watching all the documentaries about forks over knives and Food Inc. And there's a lot of them out there that were extremely popular, and I ate all those up. And there's great information in all of those about healthy living, whole food, vegan is part. Some of those talk about that as well, and that's actually how I got started. And but what they kind of labeled in some of those shows as being, that was the first I had heard of it and learned about it, was the statins, because it was just like, my dad had to go on statins because he was unhealthy and overweight, but he did so good on this diet and so good on his health and wellness, and now he got off he got off statins and he doesn't even need to do that anymore. And I thought, well, yeah, that's the big win, right? I mean, he doesn't have to take this drug or whatever it is. Okay, so cut to years later, because I've been a vegan forever. I'm not a very good vegan, FYI. I never eat meat, chicken, fish, never, ever, ever has that since I stopped. But I do cheat on dairy. So, I mean, it's not, and do I have leather in my wardrobe at times? I mean, so, I hope not. I mean, seriously, vegan people are very hardcore in that stuff.
Bottom line, you have a healthy lifestyle, Tom. Let's just accept it.
And I don't like
nobody's asking you to be perfect. You're a human being.
I don't like animal cruelty. I don't believe in the slaughter. I hate all that. I also think it's horrible for the environment, but all right, another day. But so now that I start talking to Scott, and we get into this discussion and all that, and he starts asking me, ultimately he asked me about my LDL cholesterol level, because I had just gotten a checkup on it. They did the blood, and I'm like, my cholesterol, I thought it's normal. I looked down the list after they gave me my results, which they, of course, my regular doctor didn't say a word on any of this. Just gave me the test. There was nothing pending like I was going to die, so I guess I was okay. I told him, he goes, well, let me look at it. So he looks at it, and it's not that it's abnormally high or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's a number that even though it clicks off in the normal range, he knows my brother just had a heart attack. So we immediately we have family history. It's undeniable now, whether we knew it or not before. But he's just like, your thing, and I'm going to be talking for you, but go ahead and pipe up here. You know, as there is a single metric that you can look at among a million other things. Granted, it's a huge picture, very complex, but from all of your work, you know that if you can lower your LDL, that will, no matter what else is going on, it will lower your chance of having a heart event more so than it would if you hadn't lowered that LDL.
Right.
Is that?
Yeah, it's totally true. We've known about LDL for decades and decades, and we've been very, very slow to adopt an aggressive approach to LDL. But everybody in medicine knows about it. Everybody in science knows about it. And what we know, and the facts are true, every time we lower LDL, and we've been playing this game, back, in the 60s, it was like, well, if your LDL if it's under 300 or under 300, you're fine. And then we'd say, well, wait a minute, that's too much. And well, what about 200? Okay, we bring it down to 200. Well, okay, yeah, now we're starting to see, well, we're lowering heart attack, stroke, death. Well, what about 150? Okay, yeah, we're bringing it up. Okay, what about 130? Oh, yeah, I could draw you a graph, and it goes straight from here down to here. Every notch you lower LDL, you raise people's health, cardiovascular health. You reduce the risk of heart attack. You reduce the risk of stroke. You reduce the risk of dying. The craziest thing in the world is that we continue to slowly adopt lower and lower and lower and lower numbers. And you and I have talked about this before. And when I talk to people in the office or wherever, they say, well, what's the right number? We are all so number driven and the whole bit.
Yeah.
And
Goal-oriented.
I say in total seriousness, but also a little bit of jest. And this is where I lose almost everybody in healthcare. I say my goal for LDL is 0.
Mm-hmm.
And they look at you and they're like, well, that's ridiculous, doctor. You're an absolute idiot. And I get it. The point is that if you look at over history, every time we've lowered that goal, we have goals in medicine. When we've started to adopt direct looking at LDL and lowering it, we always establish goals and we look at risk profiles and we're like, okay, how about this number, this number, this number? Every time we lower that number down, we raise everybody's health. We raise everybody's cardiovascular well-being. We reduce heart attacks, we reduce stroke, and we make people live longer. So I tell people, if you're opposed to introducing strategies to lower your LDL, if you're opposed to living longer,
right,
reducing your risk of heart attack and stroke, then please do not do anything to lower your LDL. Do not listen to me at all. If you're completely opposed to the idea of living longer and healthier, run away from me.
Right. All right, so there's a couple things on there. So that leads us to the second half of this discussion, which was, and here is, it's like, yes, diet, all that stuff can contribute to lowering your LDL, but guess what? We have a drug that has been out for years and years, decades. That they know if you take this drug, it will lower your LDL. Well, what's the catch? What's the side effects or whatever? It's just like, well, there may be side effects with some people. There may, but bottom line, it's been proven through by thousands, maybe millions by now. I would think millions of people by now. Oh yeah, millions. Easily. Now that I think about it, just millions in America. That have proven over time that it's safe. It's a safe way to lower your LDL. Now, should that be the only thing you do? No. Do everything. Why not do everything? Or well, I don't need the statins because I'm going to do a health one. It's just like, no, you're not listening. If you do the health thing, great, you'll lower it like this. If you take the statins, it'll lower like that. Even lower. It's like that. No matter what you do, whether you're healthy or not, the statins will lower the LDL. So why not take the statins and yes, try and do all the other stuff too. But guess what? The statins don't have a cheat day. The statins don't have, whatever it is that you may live through and do better or worse in your dieting. And a lot of times on diet, are these healthy diets that come across the board, and I'm sure you've seen it, probably gone crazy. I mean, sometimes they're healthy and sometimes they're not. Sometimes we learn 5 years later, oh, that was ridiculous. That was super unhealthy for you. It was a fad. So, I mean, the statin works. It's been proven. It's a done deal. I went on them. I did not notice one single little side effect, hiccup, nothing. So that's what he did. He looked at me, normal level, but he's like, take the statin. And I'm like, I'm in. I'm totally in. I want to lower the LDL. Why wouldn't I? That's his point. Why in the hell wouldn't you? So
right. I mean, if you're looking to be proactive, and I applaud you, and I applaud so many other people that I work with and other people work with who are looking to say, hey, Dr. Carollo, what can I do to reduce my risk? And everybody's on the internet and they do the diets and all the things that you just talked about. And I get it. Great. Fantastic. Knock yourself out. Try to live as healthy a lifestyle as possible. But in my world, I understand us as humans. And I think we've talked about this. Mm-hmm. It's like, I actually preach a lifestyle of moderation. Now, only because I understand that we're all human and that it's very difficult. And what's the point of living to 95 where you've spent 70 years of your life denying yourself the pleasures of life? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now you're on your own. You're an individual. You can choose to do whatever you want to do. Yeah. If you want to deny yourself all the pleasures of life that yes can lead to higher risks and etc. Congratulations, good for you, but you're gonna die. Yeah, you're gonna die. Yeah. So I preach moderation and I say, look, I want you to live a healthy lifestyle. Of course I do. Yeah. Of course I'm saying, hey, is it okay to have a steak? Yeah. Is it okay to have a steak 5 nights a week? Of course, you know this. Yeah. You know this as a human being. You're not stupid. We all know this. Is it okay to go to McDonald's? Of course it's okay to go to McDonald's. Should you be having breakfast at McDonald's every day, 5 days a week? Right. Of course you know this. You know this. So do what you think is best for you. Try to achieve a healthy lifestyle, whatever that means to you. So don't worry about what the internet is telling you. Figure out on your own, this is what my lifestyle, what I feel comfortable doing. Pursue it. But, and I think I've told you this, for those who are even the best of the best, the top 1% of healthy lifestyle, you're going to lower your LDL at best 10%.
Mm-hmm.
10%. So if your LDL, which is in the normal range, less than 130, and you're just like the best, you can't live a healthier lifestyle.
Right.
I'm going to lower your LDL 13 points, and that isn't enough. Is it helping? Of course it's helping.
Yeah.
Of course it's helping. But is it getting you down to where you want to be? Down to, and what are we trying to do? What's the number we're trying to achieve? 0.
Yeah, as low as possible.
As low as possible, right.
And so, and to that guy or to that person who's busting their ass, it'd be like, great, do that, and then take this, and it's going to get even lower,
right.
Which will, the correlation is the lower it goes, the healthier, the less chance of a heart event, all the other things, stroke.
Death.
Yeah, dying.
There
you go. You lower your chance of dying.
Right.
I'll
now,
take
again,
that.
if you're opposed to that,
I'll take that all day long.
Yeah. So,
it doesn't mean you're not going to have a heart attack. Doesn't mean you're not going to have a stroke.
No. There's no guarantees in any of this stuff.
Yes.
But if you want to be proactive, if you want to do everything that you can to reduce your risk, drop that LDL. Don't get involved with good cholesterol, this, ratios, that, all the gobbledygook. Just stay focused right now on LDL. And there's even more science coming, and we're going to get overrun with it. It's called LP little a, and we're already getting, in healthcare, getting run into it. We don't have any therapies yet to deal with it, but it's going to be something everybody's going to hear about. I feel like, and I think we talked about this a little bit, the whole LP little a thing. Yeah. Is it important? Yes. It's a niche thing that fits for certain people, certain things. It drives me crazy. I love the research and development in cardiology. It's one of the main reasons I went into it. But I feel like anybody would say, should we be graduating people from high school or grade school who don't know how to read? I think everybody in the country would say, well, of course not, Scott. We shouldn't do that. So why should we be throwing in even next level things, LP little a and all these other things that are going to go when we haven't won the battle of LDL? We haven't gotten people on board with that. And even physicians. You talked about primary care doc. Well, okay, you're fine. Whatever. 128, you're fine. You're good. It's normal. We haven't won. We haven't won that battle. So I'm afraid already that we're going to lose people when we start inundating the airwaves and the internet with this whole, well, what about we should be doing LP? I'm like, yeah, okay, but can we at least win the first battle? Can we at least win reading?
Yeah. No, I get it. And then, and then the influencers, these, they'll grab hold of one little facet of something and is that what we're doing? It's just,
I don't think that's what we're doing right now, Tom.
No.
I'm talking about literally basic science.
Right.
Well established, umpteen decades old. Everybody in the world knows it. Everybody knows drop LDL, boom, boom, raise, cardiovascular
right.
health.
This is a very
basic
truth.
Yeah.
That we
people
know.
And we have been very in the health industry. We've been very, very slow and, in my view, ridiculously overly cautious about addressing and being aggressive about that LDL reduction. And that's why everybody in the world would say, Scott, you can't say 0 is the LDL. But I want to make it simple and easy for people. It doesn't matter what number it is. Whatever number you're at right now.
Where's your
lower it.
That's Italian guy over here.
But it drops. I knocked it down somewhere.
Is it inside your shirt?
Yes. Oh, it is. Anyway. So I'm trying to.
That's why we got these ladies.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to keep it just simple, and I'm trying to get people just to buy in on the idea. And I think I tried to send you the little notice that came out in the news not long ago where people in science, and this was after you and I had done the first podcast and I had talked about a lot of these same themes and same numbers. They said, yeah, we probably need to go lower.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you should probably talk to your doctor and have a discussion and talk about getting lower. And I'm like, and even the numbers that they're talking about in that lower, again, I'm like, guys, still not low enough. That's why it's 0, 0, 0. Now, of course, I'm being obnoxious with the 0. We're never going to get to 0.
But that's the deal, though. If you check your chart, which you should all be able to do that. If you don't, then you probably need a blood test. If it's been that long for you that you don't have a fairly current blood work, you should be able to look down in the cholesterol, and then look down the LDL.
LDL. That's all you got to look at.
Yeah, the LDL. And even if it's in the normal zone, why not take a look at getting a statin to lower it that much more. And that's the deal. That's what we're talking about. It sounds extreme. Like, well, it says I'm normal. I'm not taking some drug if it says I'm normal, whatever. It's just like, well, but just case in point, since we started talking about this a few months ago, the American Heart Association puts out a new thing and being like, well, I guess it should be a little bit lower than
I guess we've been a little slow dragging our feet on this whole LDL thing, and probably should be really more aggressive in lowering it.
Yes. And Scott is a cardiologist. He's worked in this area his entire professional life, and this is what he's seen. I'm here to take it. Like I said, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. And I wish everybody would. I'm trying to put myself out of business. I mean, I think we also talked about if I were running the country, if I were
king for a day.
I wish I were Surgeon General. I wish I were Surgeon General. And you would never stop hearing me talk about how we need to get people to lower that LDL. And I would have every 18-year-old in this country, I would say, look, we're paying for it. Everybody as soon as you turn 18, boom, you go get your lipid profile. And I'll tell you right now, your LDL is not where it needs to be. And we get you going. And I'm going to reduce your risk of heart attack, stroke, and death, and likely improve your cognitive stability for way longer than you think is possible.
Okay, I'm gonna throw you a little bit of curveball.
Right.
What part? I mean, obviously, dosage has to be a part of that equation. I mean, I'm still saying take the statin regardless. But how does the dosage work? I mean, is there, you take one, that's good, you take more and lower it even more?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We're all different. Mm-hmm. Okay. We all have different responses to medication and all that. We also have different levels of comfort, levels of anxiety, levels of concern. I get that. Mm-hmm. Okay. All I'm telling you is whatever your LDL is, even on therapy, it's still too high. What is the number we should be trying to get to? What's the number, Tom?
Zero.
So I want mine to be zero. You may say, Scott, I'm okay. I'm okay at 125. I'm very comfortable there. That's how I want to be. That's where I'm going to go. And fine. I have other people who say, you know what? No, I want to be as low as possible because I understand that graph and I understand what he's saying. And that's where I want to be. And I want to pull all the levers.
All right.
As
So
much
how
as possible.
much? I'm putting you to it. How much can you take?
You could take as high. If I were in the game, if I were running everybody's show, I would be driving everybody down as far as I could humanly possible down to zero. And we've got the therapies that can almost do that. The easy ones, the oral ones, are the statins. There's a lot of other medications, oral medication, very well tolerated, that will help lower things even more.
Oh, there are.
And then we've got the injectables. Mm-hmm. And those are game changers. I put them up there with penicillin and insulin as far as
how does that work? How do the injectables work?
They work off of something called PCSK9.
As far as I don't need to know the actual science.
Yeah, I don't.
Don't even talk about my head. Right. No, I mean, so how often do you take those? How long do those last?
Well, some are available that you could take once a month. There's another one you only have to take 2 shots a year, every 6 months.
And you take that one?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't. And I don't. I wouldn't recommend that everybody do that. The point is that those therapies are currently available and will continue to be available and will eventually become generic therapies that, in my view, pretty much everybody should be going to their doctor twice a year and then just getting this little quick shot out the door and you're good to go. And that's where we stand.
The statins or along with it?
It depends again on where your LDL is.
Okay, so just take it, measure it.
Right. All I'm saying is that we've got a lot of incredible therapies that are available, and I can match it to your personal health status, and I can also match it to your own personal health goals and health anxieties.
Gotcha.
And personal anxieties. If you want to be very, very uber aggressive and you're very concerned, I've got all the therapy. I can do that for you. If you're somebody who has incredible high risk, ridiculous family history, very high LDLs, even statins can help with that. I can help you with that. We all can help you with that, and we should be doing that. And we're not doing that, Tom.
So we're
settling for, hey, you're fine, and when you're not fine, and I get a call to find out that you had a heart attack, and now you want to come see me, now I'm going to be aggressive. I hate that scenario. I hate doing that. I hate doctors who aren't proactive, who are nothing but reactive, and they're all out there. They're all out there just sitting and waiting and saying, hey, look, I did what I thought was best. I'm so sorry you had a heart attack. I'm so sorry your husband died.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
All right, Doc. I like what I appreciate what you're hearing, because you're not pulling punches, you're telling the truth. And these are the things that we always wonder, us lay people, we always wonder about. And so you're confirming a lot of these concerns that we have had, or, wondering. It's just like, could that be possible? And you're here to say, yeah, this is going on. So I wouldn't have even known about this had we not started chit-chatting about it. I wouldn't have known it from my tests. I wouldn't have known it from my doctor. That's the question. It's just like, what can they do to be like, well,
the only thing
who do I talk to? My doctor? The only thing
you can do is advocate. And this is probably one of the biggest things I've seen in medicine in my entire 30 plus year career, is that I've finally realized that, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm just like, I thought everybody was trying to be aggressive and trying to do the right thing. But unfortunately, as physicians, there's not enough of us doing that. And so what I've been most impressed by, unfortunately, very unfortunately, is self-patient advocacy. You can't assume that Dr. A or Dr. B or Dr. C are all the same. You think we all are, but we're not. Yeah. We are absolutely not. And the only thing you can do for yourself is advocate for yourself and ask the questions. And if you aren't getting the answers that you feel like you should be getting, and you want to get down to that 0 level, and they're like, you don't need to. You're fine. I don't know. I think maybe you got to look for other people. And I have no skin in the game, Tom.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to take myself out of business.
Well, you do have skin in the game. I mean, obviously, that.
Well, I have no skin in the game to say, well, what's he selling? I'm literally not selling anything.
I appreciate that. And do you know how most of us learn that you have to advocate for yourself? Is when you get to be our age and your parents are old, and we experience it through them firsthand. And I guarantee you, because I talk to people behind the chair all the time about this that are in our age group, that's when you learn. You're like, God, it's like, had I not asked that doctor or that nurse to do this or that or whatever about my mom or my dad or whatever, it never got done. And it's a sad truth, but I think a lot of times we learn that about our folks and then don't realize it's just like, yeah. And guess what? That's exactly what's happening to you and your own healthcare. And why wait, until you're an elderly person that's feebled from a heart attack or whatever the case may be, a stroke.
But I think,
don't wait.
Tom, again, I'm glad I got to that point here tonight, is because if you don't care about, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, fine. I'm totally okay with that. But I could debate you till you're blue in the face. But if you disagree with me, fine. But I do think the one take-home message that you need to have tonight, and you touched on it again, and I'm glad I said it out loud, is please, please, please advocate for yourself. Don't assume that all the answers that you're getting are in your favor. And I think you got to learn to be aggressive. You got to be aggressive. And I know it could be uncomfortable or problematic. I know. But unfortunately, and I've learned this in my time in medicine, we're not, as doctors, we're not always the best.
Where can they learn about this? Because there's, we talked about it earlier, there's just too much garbage out there, because I wouldn't have known what to advocate for myself had I not met you and started chit-chatting with you about this. And then I didn't advocate. I was fortunate enough to have you in my corner, and you're the one that prescribed it for me. You asked, I said, yes, absolutely. And so we did that. So what are they supposed to do? How are they even supposed to know? I mean, this is what you're hearing it right now. Here's one area that absolutely is a button that you could go push. And that is your LDL, your statins. Give me something to lower my LDL, and then come back in 6 months and we'll measure it again, and then we'll see if that worked or whatever. You're saying advocate for that right now with your doctor.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And I can't tell you, Tom, I can't tell all your listeners like what they should be advocating themselves for and all the other things. All I'm telling you right now is we all know, everybody knows what is the number one killer of all of us. And it's going to be heart disease, cardiovascular disease. So if you were going to ask me like, okay, Scott, well, what should people be advocating for? I think it's that LDL reduction.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just do that. Because why? Because if we do that, I know, and science has proven
easy now. I don't want to have to do CPR on you.
It just
He's
bothers me.
gonna prove the point.
It bothers me though.
I know.
Because
I get
the answer's right there.
It would drive
All
me.
the therapies are there.
It's driving me crazy because I'm having these conversations now with clients, and they're like, "Yeah, push it back a little bit or whatever," and it does drive. It's like I can only imagine how much this must drive you nuts.
Yeah.
And there you go.
So you've touched on it yourself, don't you? I mean, when you have this conversation, again, not as a healthcare professional, with people, and they're like, "Nah," you hear a lot of that, right?
They just kind of don't. Either there are some people that are like genuinely interested in all that stuff, but I mean, I do get a lot of just kind of like, oh, it's another,
because
sure,
it's not going to happen to me.
It's
not going to happen to me.
Right.
Everybody says it's not going to happen to me. I'm going to live fine forever.
Or they just a lot of guys, I will say, are like, well, it's going to happen anyway. Well, we're not getting out of your life or whatever. They're just they just almost have thrown their hands up and they're just like,
okay, but that's why I said to you earlier. It's like, look, I can't do this for everybody because everybody's got their level of desire,
right?
Their level of control, their level of anxiety, their level of concern,
made heart attack,
their level of risk. So I like, okay, people, if you don't want to do it, then I tell people this all the time. It's like, all right, fine, don't take the medicine. But I don't want to be. I don't want to say in a bad way, but I'll see you in a year. But do not look up at me while you're having a heart attack and say, Dr. Carollo, how in the world did this happen?
Right.
How did this happen? You never told me that. I'm like,
not you, not me.
God,
I hear you. Well, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
There's your message. I mean, can we have banged any harder on that drum?
I don't know, man.
Advocate and find out what your LDL is.
That's it. It's easy.
And no matter what it is, honestly, lower it.
Ask your doctor, how can I get it lower? And I tell you what, they may look at you and go, oh my goodness, John, Mary, why do you want to lower this LDL? And I swear to God, just look them back in the eye and go, because I want to live longer and I want to live healthier.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're like, and they'll look at you and go, okay.
Right.
Oh my God.
Or if they put it back on you to be like, well, eat healthier, watch what you're eating, cut back on the eggs or whatever. No. Don't buy it. It's not enough.
It's not enough. No.
They're taking the easy road out.
Killer. God, Tom.
All right. I've often said this to my brothers. I'm like, because just for being vegan and trying to watch, whatever, and then we go out to eat with my family and they're all eating meat, whatever. And I was like, if I can die, if I have a heart attack before you guys, I swear to God, I'm going to fucking kill everybody. I'm going to be so pissed that I did that. And that's kind of to your point of just like, well, you got to balance. You want to live you want to still have a happy quality life.
Come on.
And I do. I told you that before. I get something else out of it.
Enjoy life, man.
I am. I'm going out. We're going to go out to eat. You watch.
But lower your LDL.
Just fine.
Lower your LDL.
Yeah. There you go. Do it. All right. I think that we're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it. And then we're going to come back after I have my next blood test, if not before. I want to have them online. But, and we're not going to always talk about FYI. We got other stuff. We got plenty of other stuff. What's
I don't know
what are you listening to?
I'm a run trick pony,
whatever.
babe.
What are you listening to?
Oh, I continue to, oh my God. I love Mount Joy, man. I think I told you this the last time.
And I still haven't. I think I listened to one track after I talked. I'll do a
Jenny Jenkins.
I'll do a deep.
Jenny Jenkins. Just find their first album.
Mount Joy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because maybe I told you, they had the ultimate trifecta in music, right? The song, Mount Joy, on the album, Mount Joy, by the band.
Wow.
Mount Joy.
So they had a song that they called Mount Joy on their album.
Yeah.
Right on. All right. Check them out. Mount Joy.
Yeah.
What kind of music?
Well, I don't know. What do you call it now? I mean...
Alternative rock?
I don't know if it's rock. What do you do? What do you call that?
Well,
how dare you?
Rock?
You heard it, right?
I think it's rock.
It's rock, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, you guys, for watching.
What's the number,
listening.
Tom?
The number is 0. How about that?
Yeah.
LDL, get it down to 0. Reach for the unreachable star.
That's right.
All right. Love you guys. We'll see ya. Wrap it.
Making no sense with Thomas Sena.